Hello, America. Hello, America. Hello, Queen. How you
Hello,
doing?
hello, Savannah. Hello, America.
Hey, how you doing, Miss Lady? Welcome to America After Dark, 101 with the 68 mayor of Savannah, Georgia, Miss Kesha Gibson Carter, part two, the final countdown. We got 12 more days left, and I hate to bring you back, and glad to see you. Glad to see you. Glad to see you.
Well, I'm hearing you say 12 days left. I remember when it was 24 months left. I remember when it was 12 months left, and now we're 12 days.
Mm-hmm.
And I can't believe we're here, but I am so happy with you.
Oh yeah, definitely. We
It's
want
been
to
a long
thank everybody.
road.
Yes, we want to thank everybody for tuning in on a Saturday night. We know y'all could be doing something else, but y'all know for a fact y'all here because hey, we got the one and only Miss Carter. Hey, we're gonna keep it real tonight. We're gonna keep it unfiltered, and we're gonna do this here. We's gonna like I said, it's part two. Part one was like, hey, part two is I feel like with part two, we's like you got a lot of undecided voters out there. And so we go try to make sure that the ones that undecided before this show over with, we're gonna make sure they made their mind up with Kesha Carter. Okay? Sound like a winner?
It sounds great to me.
Okay. All right. We want everybody to share. Please share around the world, and because this race here is going to determine the next 4 years of where Savannah, Georgia going. This is a serious race. This is a very important race. And remember in November, but remember in 12 days.
Well, we want to go over in October. Early voting started last week, and it is
Right.
going through November 3rd at the library, at the former juvenile detention center location on Eisenhower, and the Civic Center on Montgomery Street. So it's best to vote early to avoid long lines and any distractions or emergencies that may pop up. We want people to know that they can also go to voter registration and acquire absentee ballots. So if you have a loved one who cannot make it to the polls, go to Eisenhower Drive and request their absentee ballot. And that ballot can be returned back to the same location or back U.S. postal mail before November, say, 3rd.
Okay. And those
Jacksonville, believe it or not.
Okay. Those the only two places early voting. Those the only two places that people can go. Three
places.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's run that down again one more time, just in case people missed it.
So it's the library, it's Eisenhower Drive, the former juvenile court location, and the Civic Center on Montgomery Street, all here in Savannah, Georgia.
Okay. All right.
And we want people to know that this is a municipal race. So only citizens of Savannah can vote in this upcoming election. And the easiest way to determine if you are a Savannah voter is who collects your trash. That's what I just ask people, because it's the most common way to help people recognize where they live. And so if the city of Savannah collects your trash, you can vote in Savannah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I guess I can't vote, but I can vote. You know what I'm saying? I can
have a lot of influence.
Definitely. We're gonna do this. We're gonna do this. Like I said, this is a very important race for the next 4 years, and this is going to determine where Savannah gonna stay where they at, or they gonna move forward. And let's get it going. Let's get it going. Like I say, hey, we got the one and only Kesha Gibson Carter, the 68th mayor of Savannah, Georgia. First thing first. We want to know this here. First thing first is this. What can you bring to Savannah, Georgia, as being the mayor, that they're not getting now for the mayor now? Just tell us break it down to us clearly. What's your agenda?
Democracy. And that's the first thing that comes to mind when I see me as a leader versus the current leader. Democracy. Our inalienable American right as a citizen. Everyone should have access to open government. And right now, that's not the case under this administration. And that includes sitting elected officials who actually garnered the most votes in the 2019 election in the person of myself and Alderwoman Miller Blakely, who garnered the single most votes in that election. And so what we are most proud of, Mr. Brown, is the fact that we have been able to raise the standard to the extent that we have provided for our electorate a narrative and an understanding of our government where they feel like they are a part of the political process because we have presented it in a way in which they actually understand politics or they understand government. People now know who their district representative is. They now know that they have 4 representatives, the mayor, 2 at large, and your actual district representative. They know what district they live in. They know the boundaries of the various 6 districts. They know how many there are. People now even know some of the basic tenets of our charter. And it's because we have expanded our political experience under the Gold Dome into the homes of residents and citizens throughout the city of Savannah. In 2019, I ran on a platform of advocacy, servitude, and accessibility. Advocacy in that I would stand up, speak up, and speak out for all of the citizens of Savannah, particularly the least among us. Accessibility in that I would expand my experience beyond the Gold Dome into the homes of the citizens. In education, the piece related to servitude, where we would humble ourselves and make Savannians and help Savannians know that no more will we have business as usual in establishment politics, and that we are not only inviting our citizens in, not only inviting residents in, but helping them to understand that they own this government and helping them recognize that they should take their rightful place in politics or in government, making demands of us, not asking us, not begging us, and not pleading with us for what they wanted by way of traffic mitigation, police patrol, better sanitation services, whatever the case may be. You don't have to beg, you don't have to plead, you don't have to ask, you make a demand. And we've raised that bar, we've raised that standard, and now we have that with our citizens, with some of them.
Yeah.
Citizens.
Yeah. Okay, well, we done broke the ice, so let's get right into it. Hey, you on America After Dark, everything goes, no hold back,
To reflect that it is literally after dark.
Yes.
And right now, as we are together, it's after dark. I don't know when this is going to air, but guess what? It's after dark, and that's what people should recognize, that I'm up late, sir. I'm up late.
Right. It's Saturday night, and you up late, and I appreciate it. And like I say, it's a lot of people, a lot of people, a lot of people that look like us. It's very frustrated on what is going on in Savannah, Georgia, what is going on down in City Hall. It's like it's a chaos. It's a chaos. And we want to know, okay, under your leadership, when you become the next mayor of Savannah, Georgia, is the chaos gonna stop or is the chaos gonna keep continuing? Because leadership, you follow your leader. And right now, we feel like we don't have no leader.
Mhm.
And so now we reaching and scrambling and trying to say, you know, what's going on? Y'all, you know, they leaving us out. What look like us ain't all for us. So explain to us why, you know, it's going to continue or it's going to stop.
The chaos and the dysfunction stops at City Hall on January 1st of 2024, or January 2nd of 2024, whenever I'm sworn in as the 68th mayor of the city of Savannah. That's when the chaos and the dysfunction stops. I have a proven track record in executive level leadership of excellence. Every organization that I have been a part of, I've made better. If not 10 times better, I've made it better 20 times.
Mm-hmm.
I have a proven track record of treating people with decency, respect, and fairness. There, in my 25 years in social services in our city at a supervisory level, there aren't people raising their hands as I'm running for mayor saying, she's an awful person, she's an awful boss, or she's a poor leader. You know why? Because there are entities and organizations in this city that are still functioning to the extent that some organizations even still carry and disseminate the very brochures I created 20 years ago, which probably is not the best thing, you know. But we were a part of a social service organization where we serve homeless families and children. I did that work for kids. There's a facility that is standing and the doors are open today that I, along with a group of dedicated board members, built. We raised $1.2 million in an 18-month period to serve homeless families with children. That organization still fills a viable need, fills an important niche in our community, and it's a viable organization today, brick and mortar as well as service output. The Rape Crisis Center. Prior to my departure, I purchased a $1.2 million facility. That organization is still filling a valuable service to our community. Within that organization, individuals there who came from the private sector, from the military, and from the public sector. One thing about it and three things for certain, those people know that they were led by the best. Not only did I serve my constituency or serve victims of rape and child molestation, but I also served the people that I work with. It was important for me to make sure that they had the developmental tools and they had the resources that they needed to not only complete their jobs, but in some regard, I actually helped them build their careers for where they are now. And so I have a proven track record in leadership. I have a proven track record in fiscal management to where I went into each of those entities and made it stronger, made it more viable, where I cut and trimmed the fat and was able to directly allocate the resources to the intended purposes of serving our constituency while helping our staff have a productive life.
Okay. I want to ask you this. I was, because I pay attention now. Trust me. I do my research. I've been here back and forth for 11 months, and at the end of the day, I'm a firm believer that it's a chaos. So my thing is this: can you tell? Because on the street, people want to know. Can you tell us because I already heard one of the young ladies gave her explanation on what happened. Now I want to hear from you. What happened to make it turn the way it turned with 3 out and 7 in? What happened? Give us your explanation.
You can imagine that we have pondered this and thought about it over time, and it's not really hard to answer that question. The fact of the matter is, I firmly believe that everyone who was on the campaign trail in 2019, except for the 20-year, at that time, 16-year incumbent, who's now your mayor, everyone came into this arena from a spirit of altruism. They were seeking to do good. They were seeking to do the right thing. They signed up or were signing up to make change and to stand on those principles and goals and the voices that they were the shoulders of the voices that they were standing on. Only in short order, they came in and became mesmerized by the messiness of the media. You see, for me, Mr. Brown, I'd been there, done that, wrote all of the books. So TV wasn't that exciting to me. I was making news before news was news, right? Before I came to City Hall. That wasn't exciting. And then you have those payouts and those little pieces that they dingle out at you, like a dinner in a Chatham Club, a ride on a private jet, or an invitation to a fancy dinner party, or maybe a payment for your child's tuition to college or private school, or maybe they were leasing you a car for a Mercedes, a Range Rover, or BMW, whatever the case may be. Mm-hmm. If you're not able to resist those things, you become pliable and easily picked off, in position to be picked off, right? And that's what happened to our council. I saw people with good intentions just go south, essentially. Mm-hmm. When we were elected on November 6th of 2019, there were 2 people left with a runoff, and that was the current mayor and the District 6 representative who called me a black ghetto bitch. Yeah. Right? Mm-hmm. It was 2 of them. And that whole time, those of us made it over without a runoff, myself, Alderman Blakely, Lanier, with an exception of Lanier, she had all her good sense. She already knew the tea leaves, so she was not touching it. But we actively campaigned and supported those who were in a runoff and slated for December 3rd election. Because I was signing up to be a part of a council, be a part of the leadership of a mayor who would be the best mayor in the history of Savannah, in the history of Georgia, and would be recognized worldwide as a great mayor. We had all of the ingredients that it took and that we needed to make that. But in short order, if you go back to November 8th through December 4th, 5th, you will see that myself, Colombo, Leggett, Wild O'Brien, Shabazz, Alderwoman Bryant Lanier, and Blakely, the 7 of us were on one accord. Mm-hmm. We got along perfectly. It was great. It was exciting because we were coming to be a part of the change that the electorate demanded, because mm-hmm. they put out an entire council and ushered a new one in. And with that mandate, we were falling in line. Only to, on December 4th, you had the current mayor enter into the equation. And that was the first sign of the Great Divide. Mm-hmm. And that's as plain as I can make it without going into all the nasty. Mm-hmm. But that's right. The honest truth. And if anybody says anything different, I promise you, with everything I know in God love, that would not be the truth. Yeah. But you had a 16-year skilled politician who knew the power of having 5 votes. And you had waiting in the wing the one unopposed council member in the form of the 5th district representative. She too knew the power of a 5th vote. And so the two of them started to play us all. Mm-hmm. And the mayor won out.
Yeah.
In the race of the 5, he made his 5 first.
Yeah. But the bottom line is this here. Okay. This is not no football game. This is not no basketball game. This is not no baseball game. This is people's livelihood. You know, mm-hmm. The people voted y'all to go down there to do a job mm-hmm. for us. Not when I say us, I mean the people in Savannah, Georgia. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? They went out to vote for y'all to make sure that y'all gonna take care of us and look out for us. So my question is here: do y'all think y'all went down there, and do y'all think y'all did your job? Do you think y'all did your job for the people that sent y'all down to City Hall?
Mm-hmm. I don't think I did my job. I know I did. Mm-hmm. I did my job because I resisted status quo. I resisted establishment politics, and I resisted the payouts under the mm-hmm. table for the table. Mm-hmm. My tagline when I ran in 2019, I did not know how important that would mean to my service then and to my service now. When I said that I was not for sale, I must say to you right now, that mm-hmm. was no thought of mine. I didn't come up with that. That was imparted in me by spirit. Mm-hmm. When I came up with not for sale, I didn't even know how it was going to fit. All I knew was I was supposed to go with it.
Yeah.
And at 2:00 in the morning, when that was dropped into my spirit, I did not realize the brevity of what that would mean and how relevant it would be in the life of my work today. And to answer your question, I did not complete or fulfill what I felt like I was coming to do. Mm-hmm. But no, I completed and I fulfilled what it was intended for me to do. You know, you approach a thing thinking that you're supposed to do what in your mind you're supposed to do. But as I approach my job and my position where I am now, I recognize more and more every day, and even more now than ever before, that it's not about what I think. It's not about what I wanted to do. It's not about my. It's about the power that's pushing me that I have no control over. Right. And that power and that presence says that you're supposed to come and you got to agitate the ground. We got to start all over. We got to agitate the ground. We got to stir some stuff up.
Yeah.
And we have to expose some stuff. And I remember like yesterday, because I was coming off of a pretty difficult challenge in my life when I entered into the political spectrum. And it was a fight. It was a battle. And so I remember the first sign of friction or tension on council where I was like, okay, this doesn't feel right. Things are not going right. And I remember reaching out to 4 prominent pastors in this city, 4 of the most prominent pastors in this city, outside of mine, because I knew that those individuals had a relationship with the mayor. And I went to them and I said, this isn't what I told you I was signing up for. I need you to have a talk with the mayor. I need you to bring us together. And when we, this whole campaign trail, the main questions have been about civility, but not one group, not one organization have talked about what causes incivility, right? Not the League of Voters, not the NAACP, not the Interdenominational Ministerial Alliance. It's been all these milquetoast kind of, tiptoeing through the tulips kind of questions. Everybody wants to keep it easy. Everybody wants to keep it. What if Harriet had kept it easy? What
Right.
if Rosa had decided to have an easy day? What
Mm-hmm.
if Lou had decided to keep her mouth?
Mm-hmm.
You and all of the rest of them would still be in the cotton fields right now today.
Yeah.
You know, and so I didn't come to be a martyr. I didn't come to be another Rosa, Fanny, or Harriet. That's not my intent.
Yeah.
I came to do what the people sent me to do. Apparently, those people said, Keisha, we want you to do what you've done for Savannah for 25 years. We want you to do what you did for Midtown when you mobilized the community to engage. We want you to do what you did at the Rape Crisis Center when you stood up and spoke out for victims of rape and child molestation and demanded that we process rape kits. We wanted you to do what you did for Interfaith Hospitality Network, now Family Promise. We wanted you to do what you did for them for 10 years, where you served homeless families with children and galvanized the faith community to get engaged in mission work from their places of worship. We wanted you to do what you did when you went to the district attorney's office and you served victims of domestic violence and helped them recognize their worth and their value. We wanted you to do what you did when you were in partnership with Savannah State University and Memorial Hospital, when you met victims of violent intentional injury, victims of violence on the street, gun violence, members of gangs, when you stood by the bedside, the surgeon was pulling out the bullets out of their bodies or stitching up the wounds. We want you to do what you did then. We want you to do all of that for Savannah. So you see, Miss America, I went to City Hall with that passion.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't learn that in the textbook at Savannah State University in the master's program. I didn't learn that in the textbook at Fort Valley State University. This is real life lived experience I came to City Hall with after working reactively to issues and problems in our community. I recognized that I could use those transferable skills in local government and work proactively to now set policies so that we are preventing problems and getting ahead of these issues. Only to come to the table and see, no, not so fast, Missy.
Yeah.
Not so fast, little girl.
Yeah.
This
Yeah.
is the big boys. This is the big boys league. This is how we gonna do this. Because we want to deliberately keep people at a certain level because it's a whole bunch of people who have to keep paychecks around here.
Mm-hmm.
We need beds made, we need some toilets clean, you know. So don't get too ahead of yourself, little girl. But no, what do? I kick against the prick and I said, no, my people are better than this. They can do better.
Mm-hmm. And you're and let me explain something to the people that's just watching us. All the questions that I'm asking Miss Carter, she don't know the question that I'm gonna ask her. All these questions is asking firsthand. She don't know what I'm gonna ask her. So what she's saying is from the passion of her heart. And I've been knowing you for a minute now, and I believe everything you say. You have that believable type, like I trust you. Now the other one in hand, I don't trust that. I don't trust them. See, because it's like this. You have to trust a person to believe in a person. And I believe in you. And I hope the people in Savannah, Georgia, after this interview can say, hey, I believe in her. Let's give her a chance. Because one thing it is with me, and not saying anything bad about men, I'd rather have a woman lead me than to have a fool lead me to hell. Okay? So I trust and believe in you because I know you're going to do the right thing. You're not going to take no paper bag. You're going to make sure you do everything right because you know what? You got faith and you got God and God watching you. So you keep doing what you're doing no matter what. However the outcome going to come, we ain't going nowhere. We ain't going nowhere. We here to stay and we're going to put whoever, I'm like this here, I don't care whoever in the mayor office in January. I'm gonna stay on you. I'm gonna stay on him or whoever, because it's like this him. God put us here to take care of the people that can't take care of themselves.
Mm-hmm.
That's the bottom line. Um, so like I say, hey, you know, I believe you, I trust in you, and I officially endorse you for the next mayor of Savannah, Georgia, Kesha Gibson Carter. Trust me. And if people follow my lead, trust me, I ain't gonna follow nobody to hell, but I'm gonna follow you in the right direction, and I got your back because I know you real. Period. I want to get that out before we get a little juicy. All right. Hey, next question. On a serious note, my thing is this: is Van desperate, or he just trying to play like he always played in our black community?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, he's bringing out Stacy. He's bringing out Kesha. He's bringing out whatever the other young lady name. He's calling them out. I guess they coming in town this weekend or what have you. So it seemed to me, you tell me if I'm wrong, it seemed to me is desperate. Here's a little lady, you know, just trying to do the right thing, and he's scared. You know, he taking money that shouldn't be taken. So the question is he desperate because he bringing out these folks thinking that we can just throw these folks in the black community and we gonna vote for them? So how you feel about that?
Well, the thing for me, I feel like we've done the work, and the true testament of how well we have done the work will be demonstrated on November 7th when I am named as the 68th mayor of Savannah. When it comes out that I am the clear and deciding winner. But more than that, it will be clear that Savannah is the clear winner. The citizens are. You know, when I hear people talk about this race, when I hear people talk about a win or a victory, particularly when it's ascribed to me, the one thing I want to say is it is the most uncomfortable. If I had to be honest, this is the honest that I have ever been in my life, and this is why I'm so comfortable and confident as I go forward. Nothing makes me more nervous and more uneasy than the notion that somebody will say that I can't wait until you win or when you become mayor. It's so uncomfortable for me because I don't see it as a win for me. I don't see it as a victory for me. I don't see it as something good for me, because it becomes about me. And this work is not about me. This is about the people of Savannah. And when I think about this monumental task, the thing I think about most is the continual sacrifice, the greater sacrifice, and the level of obedience that I have to exhibit to make this all work and to make it all worthwhile. And so that's a tall task. That's a big job. And my approach to leadership is selfless. I don't factor myself in. And what I want to say to Savannahans is we have to stop making elected officials and people who serve in public office, we have to stop making them celebrities. Because when you make a politician a celebrity, they lose humility. And when you lose humility, you lose sight of who you are and who you're working for, right? And so I embrace when people don't invite me to the front. I embrace the times when you don't let me go through the food line first. I embrace staying in the back because that's what keeps you humble and that's what keeps you focused on the work and focused on who you work for. And so when it comes to Savannah's opponent, is what I call him, my husband is by far one of the most winningest coaches in this city. And he has assisted the winningest coach in this city, right? And coaches and played alongside them. And he always says to me, Kesha, don't worry about the other team, just root for yours. And right, Mr. Brown, I'm rooting for my team. I declare party affiliation in this race because my team is Savannah's party. My affiliation is not the Democratic Party, not the Republican Party. It's the Savannah Party. It's the People's Party. Because when we start aligning ourselves there, when I know full well that the municipal election is not partisan, why should I put myself in that position, in that box, knowing full well that it only serves as a distraction? It only serves as a distraction. And I recognize that distraction is the greatest enemy of direction, according to my path.
Yeah.
When we're not focusing on the issue at hand and we're focusing on who somebody sleeps with in their medical office and what party they are aligned with, you're not focusing on the fact of the wasteful spending going on in local government. You're not focused on the fact that your taxes are being raised. You're not focused on the fact that crime is off the charts and homelessness and vagrancy is uncontrollable. Because if I can keep you focused on these distractions related to who somebody sleeps with, what party you are affiliated with, who's in your doctor's office. So we have engaged Savannah in a way, in enough of a way, I hope, to demonstrate that we're not concerned with all of that. There's a place for that. Don't get me wrong. And I wouldn't take that from anybody, for whoever wants to be an advocate for whatever. This is a free society. Have your way. Persuade whoever you can persuade. But when it comes to your municipal government, your local government, when it comes to your tax dollars, your property taxes, your trash collection, the crime on your streets, who's breaking into your car, you want me to be laser focused.
Yeah.
Because if I'm on these other things, I can't focus on that. And that's the trick of the politicians who've led this community for 40 years. And guess what, Mr. Brown? For 40 years, those leaders have been what? Black.
Yeah.
They've been blackity, black, all at the same time. From chair to majority council, to county chair, to majority commission, state senator, state representative, district attorney, police chief, fire chief. Come on, man. And how has that needle been moved? Not just for Black people, it hasn't been moved for any marginalized working class people. So let's wait. That's all. Some of you have woken up, but we need all of Savannah to wake up.
Right. Absolutely. Right? Yes, we do.
Get over it, put it under you, step on top of it, and let's move on. We cannot go forth this way.
Yeah. You're absolutely right. And just came in hot off the press. It just came in hot off the press. So tell me the walkout. Hot off the press. What happened the walkout downtown?
Well, we have a situation where when you think about all of the moments on council, particularly where I'm concerned, it's always the act, right? There's always focus on the act. There's never recognition of the issue. So a lot has been said about ethics being filed, but no one reporter, no one media outlet has said anything about who the ethics reports were filed, the ethics complaints were filed by. Like, the first ethics complaint was filed by the person who called me a black ghetto bee.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Purdy.
That's on his face, right?
Mm-hmm.
He couldn't get any steam away by himself, so he had to get some theme music because they didn't want the appearance of a white guy filing on his own an ethics complaint on a black woman. So then you go and you get the other two that are under the control of Savannah's opponent, the District 3 older person and the District 2 older person, to join in with you. And the account in the claim is baseless, is far-fetched, and is just short of juvenile and elementary in my view, in my lens. And it goes nowhere.
Yeah.
Because an ethics complaint is only as strong as a person is censured. I was never censured. And I wish WSAV in particular would stop saying that I was found guilty of this ethics complaint, because it never happened. I was never censured. It never went anywhere. So it's baseless. It was zero, zilch, because you couldn't get a majority of the council to agree that what you were alleging was actually correct when it was false. I had an ethics complaint filed on me because someone said I cursed. Now, the question is, did I curse somebody out or did I curse?
Right.
I submit to you that I, along with almost every single person in the United States of America, is guilty of an ethics complaint if you cursed. Now, did I curse somebody out? Yeah, that would warrant some level of punishment. If I was just strictly disrespectful and rude and just like went in and off on calling people names and blah, blah, blah. No, that never happened. You can never say that a citizen of Savannah has ever heard me offer an expletive on council. But can I say that about any of the other council members? There? No. But because I do not have the power and the control over the media, who is motivated to carry the message of the establishment, who has to carve out a narrative that's consistent with their agenda, which is to silence a progressive voice that people actually listen to. The whole goal now becomes to sully me, discredit me, and make me look like this raging person, right? And so what we have been doing is holding our head down and relying on the public to see this for what it's worth.
Right.
Because it's okay. So if you Google it, if you Google ethics complaints of a politician, any person who is in elected office and they have an ethics complaint, Mr. Brown, here's the deal. 10 times out of 10, and I'll put money on it, a politician who is subjected to ethics complaint has misappropriated funds. They've been charged with a crime, a DUI, or drugs, or it's some sexual indiscretion. They slept with somebody, husband, wife, cat, or dog, right? I haven't touched anybody's money. I have not committed a crime or been accused of committing a crime, and I have not slept with anybody's husband, wife, cat, or dog.
Yeah.
But with the way the media has attacked me, come after me, under the direction of Savannah's opponent, you would think that I have committed all three at the same time. The alleged claim for the ethics complaint is from the mayor's majority, who say I cursed and hit somebody with a purse. And the other one was his significant other, who is the director of a nonprofit organization that I actually once ran, and who receives a significant amount of money from the city of Savannah. That individual filed an ethics complaint on me for acknowledging on council during a live meeting that I have an issue with the fact that I have clients, constituents calling me saying they can't get help from said organization because they don't answer the phone, they're out of funds, or they say they don't qualify. I think that's my job, Mr. America.
Mm-hmm.
And guess what? I have all the receipts to prove it. I have more than 24 letters and emails from people who say, you know what, Alderwoman Carter, you were right. And if I need to write a letter and if you can use this testimonial to acknowledge that you were right. They didn't answer the phone when I called. They did say they were out of money when I called. They did say I didn't qualify. Mr. America, I'm not here to stay. I'm just here for the night.
Yeah. And you're right. You know what? Because if people understand what you're saying, and that's why we're here to clear a lot of stuff up that people want to know but too scared to ask. And one thing about it, you don't have anything in your closet that you're trying to hide. But the other opponent, if you open that closet, trust me, that's not a good closet. That's a hypocrite closet at the end of the day. And I'm not here. I'm just you. This is your interview. I'm not here to criticize nobody, anything, because I can go on and on and on what I see. And what I see is unfair the way they treating you. And the problem is when people fear somebody, they make up stuff on somebody just to get you out the way. Just to get you out the way. So if they say we get Kesha out the way, then we get Alicia out the way, then we already know Bernetta gonna come back because nobody is wanting to get her. Now we can still control it. At the end of the day, you know who do things like that? Little punks. That's afraid of a strong woman. I ain't gonna say rather a black woman, a strong woman. When a man is afraid of a strong woman, they go in the hole and hide, and they come up bringing something lies to make you look bad. So you hold your head up and you keep doing what you're doing at the end of the day, because you working for the Lord. I'm working for the Lord. God got us. Period. So at the end of the day, we keeping this straight. You know what I'm saying? The question that people want to know about you, you already done answered, and this halfway through the show. So if they believe you at the end of the day, then we're gonna be okay. So she stepped out for a minute, but I'm here to say this here. Savannah, Georgia, y'all need to wake up. You know, you need to wake up and you need to smell the roses on what's really going on here. These folks is trying to get y'all out of here. And this young lady on my right is here to keep y'all here. She's going to be the next 68 mayor of Savannah, Georgia. So let's move on.
Technology is even trying to interrupt us. You see how they're trying to interrupt us, Mr.
Yeah, but look at it. They can't do it. It's Saturday night. They can't do it. They can't do it. And you know what? Let me tell you this now. It's so funny, right? That little old me, I'm little, can shake like Muhammad Ali. I shook up the world. Okay, I'm shaking up Savannah, Georgia, and let them know y'all need to pay attention.
Mr. Brown, we both need to go to Vegas and play the lottery or something, because guess what? You got this. I just got up yesterday off of my sofa and decided to run for public office with little to no political experience, but with a whole bunch of people and passion experience. And I'm 4 years in, running against a 20-year incumbent, and running against almost $700,000. And now you bring in Sister Sledge on me. You bring my big sister Stacy, my namesake Kesha, and my cousin Nakima. Come
Come
on.
on. Come
Oh,
on.
me?
Yeah.
Mr. America, you got to know that I'm feeling quite good about myself. If ever
Yeah.
I not think I had value or worth,
Yeah. Yeah.
do you
Yeah.
do? So here's what I want to say. And again, I am continually, my life is a continual testament to others seeing and recognizing that if I'm doing it, you can do it too. And there are people who are listening to me right now who are at the lowest of the low.
Mm-hmm.
They've been through some tough challenges and some tough times, and you're going through right now on your job. You've been left out, you've been overlooked, you've been left behind, you are underpaid. You're going through a situation in your family where you're not treated as the head but the tail. You're beat down, cast out, you've been led astray. But as long as you are still standing, you have to know your worth, your value. And in the midst of it all, if I can, and before I brush my teeth in the morning and my feet hit the floor, I'm getting text messages coming across my news band with me in the headlines, and I ain't did nothing to nobody but try to help people.
Yeah.
And that's what I say. I ain't did nothing to nobody but try to help people. But before I brush my teeth and my feet hit the floor, my name is in the news band.
Yeah.
And I have my kids calling me from across state saying, "Mama, what's this, Mama? You sacrificed my dinner time for this, Mama. You sacrificed coming to see me for this, Mama. Is this, Mama? Why you keep doing, Mom?"
Yeah. 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 And that's true. And that's what you're right. And I was going to ask you this. I'm like, okay, you don't have to do this because it's like this, Sam. I want to know, this is the question I got to ask you. How do your husband feel about this? How do your kids feel about you taking their time away to try to help people that is ungrateful and that's throwing you under the bus and just doing things and you taking it? How do they feel about that? Because you are mama and you are wife.
Well, I have to say this because it's different for each one of my children, and it's different from my husband. And I'll start with my children, and I'll start with the oldest one. So my oldest child is the one child who has been through the most with my work experience. As a nonprofit leader, I've had the privilege of sort of having my children work alongside me or bringing them with me as I work. And so they grew up in mission work. And my son, who's almost 24 years old, he understands that most. And he has the least amount of appreciation for what I go through as a young man. And so I think it serves a good purpose in that he is away from here. He doesn't live in Savannah. So his position is, it's a good thing that I'm not there.
Yeah.
Because that's my boy. He's my, and I'm his mama, and it's that protective thing. And then my middle child, who's most like her dad, she's demure and docile, and she's like, "Mom, just don't say anything. Mom, just be quiet. Mom, just, why don't you quit? Just leave those people alone. They don't deserve you." That's the middle girl. She's, she's cautious. She's careful. She doesn't want any smoke.
Yeah.
And, every now and again, she'll raise her head, but for the most part, she's just like, let's just go back to our regular life. Let's do the regularly scheduled program, if you will. And then it's that baby.
Yeah.
It's the bad about it.
Yeah.
She's the one who's like, "Mama, she did what? They said what? He what, Mama?"
Yeah.
But well, Mama, what are you gonna do, Mama? Daddy, you.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's the one I'm like, baby, we got it. It's okay. We're not gonna go there. And
Yeah.
my husband is the quiet storm. He's the one that nobody can figure out.
Mm-hmm.
He's a big guy. He
Yeah.
looks very intimidating. But fortunately for a lot of people, the power of his punch is in his brain
Mm-hmm.
and his strategy. And he doesn't use his physicality in a way in which people would think he should or
Right.
so I'm grateful for that reservation and for that calm and that he's resolute and collected in that way. Um, but because he is who he is and he is how he is, I want you to know that there isn't much that I do or say, act or perform on council that he doesn't have anything to do with.
Right.
He is a constant in this work because he loves Savannah in this community and her people as much as I do. And he wants better for Savannah, this community, and her people as I do. And so this victory will be more of his than mine.
Yeah.
Because he's been coaching me along the way. And we ascribe to the motto that the Carters don't quit and the Carters don't lose.
Yeah. Yeah. Great. Y'all, like I say, great family. You know, we hung out together. Yeah, it's great foundation. And what Savannah, Georgia need in City Hall is a family atmosphere.
Mm-hmm.
Take all that nonsense that Estella bring. Take all that nonsense that Linda bring. Take all that nonsense that Van bring. Take all that nonsense that Levitt bring. Take all that nonsense that Pewdy bring. Take all that nonsense that Nick bring. Take all that non-BS out of City Hall. Remove them from their spot. And I'm saying it passionate. Matter of fact, I was talking so passionate on the Ramble last night about the people, our people in Savannah, Georgia, and I got choked up and I was crying. You know what I'm saying? I got choked up. And we like that. We are very emotional people. We very passionate about our people. We may act a fool because I act a fool because, you know, I love my city and I see where it's going. And I wanted to turn around because right now it's not going in the right direction that it need to be going in. And so on this next section that we got is called rebuttal. So I got a 5 question and all you have to do is rebuttal. And all these questions that I'm asking you came out of Van Johnson mouth.
Okay.
That I got from, you know, the time that I did go to the summer debate. And let me say this simply. WSAV is just like Fox News. Don't believe anything they say. Period. That what kills me is they send I don't know the little black lady name. I don't know her. They'll send her, and then they send the white man beside her, and then they ask these questions. They ask questions, right? But they'll ask you a question, and then they'll ask Van a question, and then you'll answer the question, and then he answered, but they'll ask him, okay, you can rebuttal. Okay, why? He got to rebuttal on everything, and you don't. So now I'm gonna give you an opportunity. I'm gonna give you the opportunity, Kesha, to rebuttal on what he said. First thing he said this. It called Van said that you don't need 5 votes. He said you don't need 5 votes to put anything on there. You can bring anything to the table. And let me tell you something right now. I personally asked him that in an email. In an email that I sent to him and asked him the same thing. I asked him that. His answer was, no, that's not how it goes. So, rebuttal.
That is absolutely not true. And what I challenge you, Mr. America, to do, as well as anyone who is listening to our show tonight. Send me an email over the weekend, just to have it delivered by Monday morning, of an idea, a mandate, an ordinance, anything that you're interested in for your community and changing under the purview of the City of Savannah's authority. Send it to me. Challenge me to present it for discussion. And let's see where it goes. And that will be your proof. That will be your proof. I will tell you, as recent as almost 3 weeks ago now, I presented an ordinance idea for discussion, for consideration, for presentation, to include an ethics ordinance to say that we, as a council of the City of Savannah, will not accept money from an individual, a corporation, a company who does business with the City of Savannah and or who has an item before council that we are called to actively vote upon. We will not touch it. We will recuse ourselves. It hasn't seen the light of day, Mr. America. That's on the desk of the city manager and the city attorney right now. It hasn't seen the light of day. There are many more instances where we have presented items for discussion, and this mayor knows it full well. Mm-hmm. He knows this full well, that we have been advocating for various pieces of legislation to be considered, to be discussed, or to be presented just at a workshop. Mm-hmm. Right now, to this date, we have not had a workshop in 3 meetings. Workshops are at every single prelude to every single council meeting. We haven't had 3. We haven't had an executive session in almost 2 years. We hired a city manager who had never been a city manager before. That means this city manager has never been in an executive session, ever. Yeah. It's illegal government, is irresponsible government at its best. So that's just simply not true. And he knows it's not true. Right. And he said it on a platform of the League of Women Voters where he had the advantage. You know, anytime you see a mayor who makes a membership contribution to the League of Women Voters, that on its face says that I, as your opponent, who's not a member, is going to have a disadvantage. So no, and you should know, as well as all of the citizens, that nowhere in America does it take a majority of council just to consider legislation for discussion. That doesn't happen. No. In the great state of Chatham County.
Yeah, it is unheard of. And believe me, when I talk to people, unheard of. So, second question. Van said, and I quote, and you can rebuttal. He said, they asked him about SCAD. That SCAD, we say, hey, he's going to make SCAD pay taxes. With SCAD don't pay taxes. So they asked him, so he claimed like he didn't know. You know how he is. He spoke up but so the question was, so he said, when I become my full term, that I will make sure SCAD pay taxes. That came out his mouth.
He's been in office for 16. He was in office for 16 years before he became mayor. And no one ever heard him actively advocate to make SCAD pay taxes in those 16 years. When he became mayor, there hasn't been one word spoken to council from him related to SCAD paying taxes. And so now that you are mayor, you have been able to successfully garner contributions for your personal campaign from SCAD, but you can't garner any benefit for the greater city of Savannah outside of a Happy Meal and a few computers.
Yeah, that's crazy.
So there is no intent.
Yeah.
It does not start with continuing to have conversations. That's not where it starts. It starts with saying, how can we partner together?
Yeah.
How together create some opportunity to allow us to better be partners in assuring that Savannah is taken care of at all levels.
Yeah. Van said that he, under his administration, that Savannah, Georgia, he have gave Savannah, Georgia, affordable houses. He did, he made it better for them, affordable house. That's what he said. He got on him. Matter of fact, what's so crazy is he got a radio commercial saying the same thing under his leadership.
It has taken this administration 4 years to come up with a 5-year housing plan. And the extent of that housing plan is major contributions made to a housing fund where individuals who sit on the housing fund board are actively participants and receive contracts from the city of Savannah. And so my question is, do you feel like we have more affordable housing? Does it feel like we have less forced displacement? Does it look like we have less gentrification happening in our community? And so we can talk about affordable housing all we want, Mr. Brown. Mm-hmm. And what I don't want people to get caught up in is this affordable housing word soup bowl, right?
Mm-hmm.
Affordable housing, workforce housing, transitional housing, income-based housing. What does it matter what you call it if people don't have a place to stay?
Right.
Let's have a place to stay housing. How about that?
Yeah, right. Because I know that was a big lie. Because at the end of the day, if you say
when you have continually petitioned and allowed for, you've made allowances for products by way of housing to the tune of 150 units to 350 units in various areas of our community, particularly the West Chatham corridors and now Midtown at Parkside, Georgetown. We've made allowances for all of these units to be built without one single partnership opportunity with these developers and these contractors that say, you know what, if you're going to put these 200 units here, Mr. Developer, and you need this petition for us for water and sewer tie-in, for whatever the case may be, you've come to the city of Savannah for some reason. For some reason, this item is on our agenda, and for whatever reason it's on our agenda, let's use this as an opportunity to negotiate, to collaborate, and to partner, to say, how can you best help me meet the need of Savannians who were born here, raised here, grew up here, and can no longer afford to live here? How can you best help me help them stay here?
Right.
Absolutely. But we have missed all of that opportunity, Mr. Brown.
Yeah.
We have not taken advantage of it. And that's why you don't want me to refute that NAACP. That's why you don't want me to say anything to rebuttal that, League of Women Voters. That's why you don't want me to come back into the Denominational Ministerial Alliance. You don't want the truth.
Yeah. And at the end of the day, if he was saying affordable houses, why is almost 15,000 black folks done left Savannah? Touchdown. So last thing Van said came out his mouth. I guess some question, I think came back on the end when he was saying about, he mentioned your name, Kesha, Alicia, and Bernetta, as divided troublemakers. Came out his mouth. He think we don't know, but everything he say, you got people around you, young man, just leaking things that you saying personally, and you don't even know. at the end of the day. So if you so much concerned about the three young ladies, why don't you say it in their face and not talk behind their back? And that's the problem I have, but that's a hearsay I say. So thank you for just clearing up a lot of stuff where Van says you got your rebuttal. I give you, but even WSAV didn't get, but I give you a rebuttal. So at the end of the day, let's do this. Let's do this. So we're gonna wind it down.
But what I guess ultimately, Mr. America, what I would like to say is, in the words of the young people, make it make sense, right? How I have served this community at almost every level of social and societal, from seniors who are nutrition insecure to youth who are vulnerable and members of gangs, to victims of rape and child molestation, to victims of domestic violence, serving people who were homeless with children in our community, homeless families with children, to community organization and mobilization. How is it that after doing all of that work in excess of 25 years, I come to City Hall and decide to go crazy? Being regarded by the United Way as advocate of, after being recognized as running an organization that is the volunteer organization of the year, after mobilizing and coordinating the efforts of over 400 volunteers in a given year at multiple faith community denominations, that is, how is it that I can, with that blended experience, with that firsthand frontline work, how is it that I come to City Hall and just lose my mind and go crazy?
Yeah.
Where do you? It doesn't happen. It's not possible. And so, what I want people to recognize, that it's not personal for me. The only thing this 20-year incumbent has said on the campaign trail is how he has behaved and how he has conducted himself. And I submit to you, ladies and gentlemen, ladies, a lot of you have been in relationships with who we call narcissists. And those are individuals who create drama and then make you a pawn in the drama and make you feel like you are responsible for the problem. Having this individual, I have not been able to maintain the hardest institution to maintain, and the one that fails the most of all unions and institutions in the world, and that's marriage and relationship.
Yeah.
And I've held one down with one man for 33 years.
Yeah.
That has to count for something.
Oh yeah.
Now I'm talking to the guys of 2717, the guys at the factory. That counts for something.
Absolutely. You know what I'm saying?
I in no way have gone through all of what I've gone through, frontline, firsthand experience. Again, Mr. America, this isn't something somebody told me or taught me. And I haven't even talked about my own personal experience. You know, not having a intact family, having a parent who was parents. You know, and I don't have to tell my life story.
Right.
To know where my passion comes from. I can just tell Savannah's story, right? Let's just tell Savannah's story. And Savannah's story has not been pretty. And what people should know is my passion is derived from my first-hand account of working directly with people, not from behind a desk, but meeting them where they are. And meeting their needs. And with that blended experience, that's what I took to City Hall.
Right.
And I took it to City Hall not to sit down on it. There's no way I could have taken that 25. I taught my students at St. Leo and Savannah Tech. I mean, I can't be hypocritical.
Yeah.
I taught them not to check out on somebody's pain, on somebody's watch. And so when I went to City Hall, I couldn't check out on somebody's pain and somebody's watch just because the lights were on, just because I started wearing makeup and lashes. You know?
You're right. You're right.
I can't check out on the ladies, and I only wore lashes and makeup because they kept putting me in the news, and I can't be letting them catch.
Hey, but like I say, I'm gonna let you give 5 minutes of why you want to become the mayor of Savannah, Georgia. I thank you for just taking your Saturday night out to hang out with America one-on-one. I thank people. I want y'all to share. And I'm gonna run this show until November the 7th, and we're gonna run it because this have been. I enjoy the conversation. I enjoy you being real. I enjoy you being emotional and keeping it real. So I'm giving you 5 minutes to take us on out on why you want to become, why we should vote for you for the next 68 mayor of Savannah, Georgia.
Well, first of all, Mr. America, I don't appreciate you asking questions that tug at my heartstring because I teach my ladies and my girls, don't ever let them see you sweat. Girl,
okay.
Fix your crown, girl. Not gonna do is cry. That's what we're not gonna do. Now, I need you to stand up straight, fix your crown, hold your head up. Now say what you gotta say. And here's what I have to say, Savannah.
And she'll be back. It's been wonderful. It was a fantastic interview. I want y'all to go out November the 7th and y'all vote for the new 68 mayor of Savannah, Georgia. She have laid it down on the table. She have been honest. She kept it real. She got emotional. I got her back. She got my back. And I'm endorsing her for to be the next mayor of Savannah, Georgia. And I appreciate y'all for tuning in on America After Dark 101 with Miss Kesha Gibson Carter. I thank Our Black Media for giving me this opportunity to have part 2 interview. I thank all y'all for supporting us. I thank Kim Cafe Restaurant for being one of our sponsors. I thank Price Cleaner in Garden City, the Farmers Market on Highway. I thank you. She's coming back to say her last 5 minutes and hit it off. Let's go, Miss Lady.
You know, Mr. America, they've been sabotaging us all night.
No, but we kept it going though. We kept it going.
You did?
Yeah, it's like we planned it. It's good. We good.
Okay. So listen, I was saying to my ladies, because this is the year of the woman. This is the year of the woman. This is the decade of the woman. And what we want people to know is, let's click the screen. What we want people to know is it's important that we undergird and we strengthen the females in our lives, because we are, in fact, the glue. Mm-hmm. There's so much of our foundation, as you can attest, your mother's love, your sister's care. I love the way you are with your sisters. We are it. We are it. I do want the men to kind of stand up and take the world role, because I think we ladies are having to fight way too hard. Way too hard. And if you all are going to put us on the front lines, we need you to be right beside us. We don't need you to be behind us. We need you to be beside us. Mm-hmm. And so I want our ladies to understand and recognize the importance of being strong, but not to the detriment of your health. Yes. I absolutely enjoy and embrace all of the challenges and the friction that I have experienced on council, because it truly has made me who I am and what I am today. And so with that, I just want to say this election is really and truly not about me. It's about it's not even about Savannah. We are on the precipice of making history in this city. This election, this 2020 election, will mark a message that says you cannot buy people and you cannot buy votes. What Savannah, Georgia will demonstrate on November 7th of 2023 is that she is not for sale, and that you are dealing with an engaged, intelligent, and plugged-in electorate who you can no longer tell what you think they want to hear. And I am just proud and humbled to be a part of pushing that narrative through. My tenure will mark the first time that Savannians truly will be citizen-led and policy-driven, and where the focus will be on policy and the people and not the politics.
Yes.
And so we want our electorate to rise up, and we need you to be smarter than the tricks. We need you to be bigger than the endorsements, and we need you to be more than the money. Recognize that your vote is your voice, and Kesha Gibson Carter is your choice. And so on election day, whether you go over in October or remember in November, we need you to go to the polls in mass numbers. When you go to the polls, do not go alone. Take a family member, take a friend, because we want it to be all gas and no brakes for 68, because 68 came out the gate, and when I go down to City Hall under that gold dome, I'm gonna bring her home, and I cannot do it by myself. You all sent me to City Hall in 2019 with a butter knife, and when I got there, they had AK-47s, and the guns were blazing. And we've done the best we could with what we have. They would not let us fight like girls. So we had to whip them like men. And I'm depending on you, Savannah, on November 7th to deliver a message. Please do not let my fight and sacrifice be in vain. Please help me deliver a message to this establishment that you are not for sale, and that we are snatching our city back from the takers and the makers in this town. And so I don't care about the people who are coming to stump. I don't care about the money that has been raised, because all that's going to do is make the victory all the more sweet. And so let's not lose our focus. Let's not get too terribly caught up and mesmerized by the messiness, but let's just go vote. Let's just go vote. And, let's take care of business. Mr. America, can we take care of business, please, sir? And
let's take care of business. Let's do it right. Remember, in November, and at the end of the day, I thank you for just taking your time out Saturday night. We're going to do this, like I said, it's 12 more days. We're going to be okay. God got us. You got this. I got your back. Our Black Media got your back. And everybody go vote, no matter whatever color you is. Kesha Gibson Carter is for all color, not just for one color. We thank you for tuning in. We love y'all. Share. and we out of here. Thanks, my lady. See you soon.
Like this.